Yo, what's up, YouTube? What's up, y'all? I'm back with another video. Y'all don't know me. I go by Just J Trades, as you can see, and I just pretty much document my journey on trading. This is a purely trading based YouTube channel at the moment. I don't do I don't do much else but just show my trading content. So I just want to jump right into it. This is how I do my thing. I don't really like to waste time. Uh there's a lot to catch up with. There's a lot to catch up with. So I am currently in this beautiful trade, as you can see, but I'm going to quickly just give you guys a rundown on how my my trading has been going from the last time that I had traded. So we're gonna go back because we've been in quite a losing streak, if I'm being honest. So from the last time we won, we've just had red red days, crazy amounts of red days. It's ridiculous, honestly. But I'm gonna just explain to you guys um the situation and the system that I was going through. So as you guys can see, we're in drawdown of about $200. If we do hit TP, however, we're going to make about 500. So we're going to cover all these red days that you're seeing in one trade. And that's what I'm going to get into right now. But before that, let me just give you guys a little rundown on last week. Yeah, I think it was last week. And let's see. I just want to see the dates. So this was on the 7th. Was this the 7th? No, sorry, the 14th. This was on the 14th. Okay, so let's quickly just go to the 14th. The 14th was right here on Tuesday. So guys, I did take some losses, but what I need to also emphasize, and I can't stress this enough, I was using a different gold chart that didn't necessarily correlate to my broker. So I currently recently actually found that out, that the gold chart that I was using is not the same chart that my broker was using. So if I go to gold, let me just type it so you guys can see. Um now, what do you mean? Oh, that's why. So if I go to gold, I think it's this one. I'm not too sure now. Hold on. Yeah, you see, this was the gold chart that I was using. This was the gold chart that I was using. So if we go here to the 15th, here we had a buy position that we currently lost, and uh I'm gonna show you guys the reason why I lost that trade and what transpired. We're also about to hit take profit on the other trade, so that's beautiful. But anyways, so markets had came into this 4-hour fair value gap, as you guys can see, and as you guys know, with me and my 4-hour setups, I wait for markets to first tap back into this area and then close back above. So I waited for that. Markets did exactly what I needed to do. We had a stop loss immediately. I tried to force it again, got stopped out again. I called it quits. I was like, you know what? I'm fine. I don't wanna trade anymore. So those were the two losses that we had over there. Then coming that was the 14th. Wait, I'm confused. I lost here, but I don't remember what trade it was because I'm seeing here this is the 15th. So on the 14th, I don't necessarily know what happened, but I know this was the setup. If I go to gold, let me quickly just go to gold. We're about to hit TP, but I just want to see something because it's getting confusing. So here on gold, we had trades from here, and we also had this, and then we had somewhere here. Okay, so I'm assuming the losses happened here and here. This was 4022.77, and this one was sell limit that was stopped out. So I had a sell, and then I had, this was a stop loss on what? Was it a buy? I'm not too sure how to read this, but okay, I'm just gonna use the dates. The dates will help me figure out what I need to figure out. So this was July 14th. Here's July 15th. So if we go back to our charts, we'll be able to see that on July 15th, this was there. I think I think I deleted it. It was probably somewhere there, but we'll start on July 15th. But you guys can see that I did lose on July 14th. I'm just not too sure as to what setup it was. So yeah, we got these two losses there. Markets decided to continue going lower. And then we had a 4-hour fair value gap over here. Now, this 4-hour fair value gap was the main reason why I also wanted to take shorts. However, I wasn't confident about this 4-hour fair value gap, if I'm being honest. The reason being why I wasn't so confident about it was because this happened on a Friday, and only on Mondays when I got the setup. So I was like, you know what? I don't trust it quite well, because why would it sweep all this liquidity down here, right? So basically it swept all this liquidity and then go and retest into this area. So it kind of gave me some alarming concerns that, you know what, maybe it's not gonna hold. But I just decided, you know what, let me try give it the benefit of the doubt. We are in a strong downtrend, right? So I kind of waited a little while. I know I wake up at I usually trade at 8, but I just didn't trust it. So I waited, I saw markets doing its thing. It showed like it grabbed quite a bit of liquidity. I won't lie. This looked like it was a liquidity grab. This also here looked like it was a liquidity grab. So I was like, you know what? Let me just give it a shot. But it ended up failing. And yeah, we lost on that day. And then this was on the 22nd. So on the 22nd, let's see. That was the 15th. Gold sells over here. We have, this was the 20th. So we also had, oh no, this was like a break even of some sort. Then we have the 21st and the 22nd. 21st is here. We had two trades on the 21st, one on NAS and one on gold. So I'm assuming that the gold setup was this one, and we had, well, got stopped out, unfortunately. No, 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 no. No, no, no. This is the 20th. This is the 21st. Let me go to my higher time frame so I can show you guys properly. So on the 22nd, I somehow, some way lost, but I'm not too sure as to what the setup was. So yeah, everything is confusing. I think it's because I changed my gold chart. Because what was I, was it a long or a short on gold? When I look on the 21st, it was a sell. So I sold, lost $68. However, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure now which system or which setup I was trying to go for. I think it was this one, but this is saying on the 20th. Oh, it got stopped out on the 21st. Oh, okay, I get it now. I get it. I got stopped out on the 21st. That's why the date is showing the time as 03 in the morning. Okay. This is making much more sense. Anyways, so we're just gonna go back to our previous gold chart because we don't use this one anymore. And the reason being is because we kind of realized that gold, the gold chart that I was using, it doesn't resemble the same chart as my broker. So let me just go here. Uh, so I use the Oanda one. So the Oanda one correlates and lines up precisely to how the broker looks, because in the beginning it was just a whole bunch of shenanigans. So on gold, we don't have anything on gold. Like, we haven't had a setup um present itself in a while. Uh, on Tuesday we did have a 4 hour setup that we were looking at. However, I didn't catch it. So there was a 4 hour fair value gap right here, right? So I ended up missing this setup because I wasn't paying attention to the charts at the time. So I was just like, ugh, you know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna take it as a missed setup or missed entry. But markets did exactly what I usually wait for. We want markets to retest into the 4 hour fair value gap with a candlestick closing below the EMA line. So there must be a gap, guys. If there's no gap here and it's actually closing like this, I do not trade it. So I'll show you an example quickly. So basically now, after I got the gap, I needed to see a close back above there. That's where I would have set the long position, stops above. And if markets are giving me a very like 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, I just go for a 1-to-3. And then at a 1-to-1, I'll go to break even. It's quite systematically simple like that for me. That way I can maximize catching a nice 1-to-3. So yeah, and then we also saw yesterday, we saw a setup. This was this $12. This is where we are now. But I closed it very early because I was in the process of finding out that, wait, actually my chart doesn't correlate with my broker. So on this broker, it showed markets creating the 4 hour fair value gap at 11. However, on the other chart, if I can show you guys real quick, uh, on this chart, if you guys see here, the 4 hour, it doesn't show the exact same way. You see here, there's two candlesticks. So on this one is where I actually first had my buy position. So you can see that the idea was right, but because one chart was showing a different um possibility to the other one, I was assuming that this might just be manipulation before we continue going higher. So I exited the trade very early, minimizing my loss because I was going to get stopped out before actually hitting TP. So that's exactly why I decided, you know what? No, we're not going to be using uh that those charts anymore because they just show a misrepresentation of my broker's chart. So today we have a daily fair value gap that's lined up for some buys. However, I'm not too confident about the daily fair value gap, and this is genuinely because we are still bearish overall. Like, we've been bearish for the longest time. You can see here we had markets break below that, pull back, and then what? Break below here. Sorry, break below this. So we have a break below. What do we need? We need a pullback. However, we have failed to go any lower than here. And quite frankly, we have a liquidity grab that was given to us over there. So could this be a sign of potential buys to take us all the way back to these highs? I don't know. You get me? I don't know. This is not. I'm not here to predict what's going to happen. I'm just here to trade what I see. So what I see right now is that we have a daily fair value gap. What I need to see from this daily fair value gap is markets delivering in a way that I can at least capitalize and then continue to trade in the direction that it can potentially go. So this daily fair value gap, I'm gonna wait to see if I can get a nice candlestick closure back above the EMA line for me to then continue to buy. That's if we're going to buy. However, I'm not too keen on buying gold just yet. I don't want to force it, but if it shows itself, I best believe that's what I'm gonna do. And then let's go to our Nasdaq, because we did have some Nasdaq's shorts recently, and I just wanna like go go deep into why I took those shorts. These shorts happened here. These were the Nasdaq shorts, $57. So yeah, those are the ones that that's the shorts that I took. Um, I do not appreciate Nasdaq edging me. Can you just sell? Can you just sell? But yeah, we're almost to TP there. Anyways, so let me explain. We had a nice daily fair value gap here. Closure below break. It broke below here and closed. So that's a good sign that we could continue going lower, which is what we're seeing right now here. Markets pulled back into the daily fair value gap, right? Then we went to our 15-minute time frame. However, my impatient and impulsive self decided he's gonna take shorts from this candlestick close after the after two, because I only trade Nasdaq after two. However, can you see that markets after two were here? We were closing, but we were never gapping above and then closing back below. So this was so invalid that it just took my stop loss immediately, and I ended up losing that trade. And then after that, markets pushed all the way up, had a nice gap, then continued to then close below. That's why you see this red line, because this is actually where I was supposed to have my original short position. I was supposed to enter shorts from that area with my stops above there, and I would have had an even greater risk to reward. This was going to be a crazy risk to reward. But because I was impatient, I was like, you know what? No. Then I woke up the next day, and then I saw that markets had delivered from this. But luckily enough, it came back to retest this entry zone again. Most likely because people probably thought that because markets are all the way down here now, let's move our stops to break even. So what did markets then do? Markets literally rushed to take out all these people, because now there's going to be people holding this thinking, oh man, it was going to go down, but now that it's going up and then it's acting like it's going to reverse before hitting your stop, your break even, takes you out of break even, consolidates a little bit, then indicates a new phase in which I then entered for some shorts. So this is why you see I entered over here, and this is why I'm in this trade right now. So my entry was literally at that area, and we were risking like about $58. Currently just gonna move it to break even because I'm not silly enough to hold a setup that's literally close to TP as that and still risk something. So yeah, that's pretty much the setup that we're in now. And that was pretty much, yeah, a recap on how the trades are looking. And yeah, hopefully it can hit take profit today, so that because Friday I do not trade on Fridays, so I will not be interested in looking at the charts, and that will bring my portfolio back into profits, as well as give me a nice um payout, because I think after this trade, if it once it hits TP, I can request the payout of about uh $300 or so. I'll be in profits of $300. So yeah, something along those lines. So if I do eventually request the payout, I will do it and show you guys um my payout withdrawal request. So yeah, but as for now, let's just stay tuned to the next episode. I hope you guys are loving the channel. I think I do provide valuable content, and I'm just raw about how, you know, my trading journey is going. It is quite difficult sometimes with my PC. It is quite slow, but once things start getting up and running and my capital gets, good, I'm going to sort everything out. Don't worry, y'all. Better content is on the way. Just, yeah, give me some time. But as for now, I'll see you guys on the next one.